What if the Maple Leafs have already found the perfect player to unlock Auston Matthews' next legendary season? One bold idea is taking over the hockey world, and it could change Toronto's future faster than anyone expected. The buzz isn't about a blockbuster trade or a veteran superstar. It's about a rookie with massive expectations. But is Gavin McKenna really ready for hockey's biggest stage, or is everyone getting ahead of themselves? For years, the Toronto Maple Leafs built their offense around Auston Matthews and Mitch Marner. Matthews finished plays with one of the best shots in hockey, while Marner created chances with his passing and vision. That partnership helped make Toronto one of the NHL's most dangerous teams. But now, things have changed. Marner is no longer with the Maple Leafs, and one big question has taken over every hockey conversation. Who will play beside Auston Matthews? Fans have suggested many names, but one player keeps coming up more than anyone else. His name is Gavin McKenna. Gavin McKenna arrived in Toronto with huge expectations after being selected first overall in the 2026 NHL draft. Being the top pick always brings pressure, but McKenna is entering a different situation than most young stars. He is not joining a rebuilding team that expects him to carry the offense right away. Instead, he is joining a team that already has elite players, experienced leaders, and one of the NHL's best goal scorers in Auston Matthews. That gives McKenna something many top draft picks never get the chance to learn before carrying the biggest load. The excitement around McKenna grew even more after his first development camp with the Maple Leafs. Coaches praised his hockey IQ, his ability to read the game, and how quickly he adjusted to new drills. They also liked how calm he stayed despite all the attention surrounding him. Those early reviews gave fans another reason to believe that Toronto may have drafted a player who can make an impact sooner rather than later. Development camp is only one step, but making a strong first impression matters when an organization is planning for the future. That question will not be answered by headlines or social media. It will be answered on the ice. When training camp opens, every practice, every drill, and every preseason game will matter. Gavin McKenna will have the chance to show the coaching staff that he belongs with the Maple Leafs' best players. Nothing has been promised, and no spot on Auston Matthews' line has been guaranteed. McKenna must earn that opportunity by proving he can keep up with the speed, skill, and pressure that come with playing for one of the NHL's biggest teams. One reason so many people believe this pairing could work is because of how their games fit together. McKenna is known for his vision and passing. He looks for teammates in scoring positions and creates chances that many players do not even see. Matthews has built his career by finding open space and finishing plays with one of the league's best shots. On paper, that combination makes sense. A creative playmaker and an elite goal scorer have often become one of hockey's most dangerous duos. That is why analysts and fans keep imagining what these two players could accomplish together if the chemistry is there. McKenna has never acted as if he deserves that role right away. After arriving in Toronto, he spoke respectfully about Matthews and admitted that playing beside the Maple Leafs captain would be a dream. He also said he knows he has to earn the trust of the coaches and his teammates first. Those comments stood out because they showed maturity. Instead of making bold promises, McKenna focused on improving every day and letting his performance speak for itself. That attitude has only increased the excitement surrounding his first NHL season. Of course, there is another side to this story. The jump from junior hockey to the NHL is one of the hardest challenges in professional sports. Every opponent is stronger, faster, and smarter. Even top draft picks sometimes need time before becoming full-time stars. The Maple Leafs understand that rushing a young player can slow down his development. That is why the coaching staff will carefully watch how McKenna handles every challenge before making any decisions about where he fits in the lineup. For now, everything points toward one exciting possibility, rather than a confirmed plan. The Maple Leafs have a young talent with enormous potential, an opening created by major offseason changes, and one of the NHL's greatest goal scorers waiting for the right line mate. Whether Gavin McKenna becomes that player will depend on what happens in training camp, not on predictions. But if he proves he belongs beside Auston Matthews, the Maple Leafs could be taking the first step toward building one of the league's most exciting partnerships for years to come.
The NHLPA has told the NHL they want to go through with an investigation into Mike Babcock before he can be hired by the Edmonton Oilers. We get the latest Wednesday from our hockey insider Pierre LeBrun. The NHL is moving ahead with its investigation on Mike Babcock and events in Columbus. Darren Dreger adds this: there's no timeline on how quickly this can be carried out. The Oilers are aware of this. Players involved, etc. in 2023 will have to be interviewed. If Babcock were to back out at this stage, a league source says there would be no reason to investigate.
Everything looked finished. The Edmonton Oilers appeared ready to make a major move that could change the future of the franchise. Then, without warning, a new development stopped everyone in their tracks. Suddenly, fans, players, and hockey insiders were all talking about the same thing. What seemed like a simple coaching search has now turned into one of the biggest NHL stories of the offseason. The Edmonton Oilers entered this offseason with one clear goal. They needed to find the right coach to help the team take the next step. After another disappointing end to their season, there was pressure on the organization to make a strong decision. For a while, it looked like the Oilers had found their answer. Reports began linking the team to veteran coach Mike Babcock, a name that hockey fans know very well. Mike Babcock has one of the most successful coaching resumes in NHL history. He won a Stanley Cup with the Detroit Red Wings and spent many years coaching some of the league's biggest stars. His experience, leadership, and history of winning made him an attractive option for a team that wants to compete for a championship right now. For many Oilers fans, the idea made sense. The team has elite talent, and bringing in an experienced coach seemed like a logical move. But then, the story took an unexpected turn. As reports about Edmonton's interest in Babcock continued to spread, the NHL Players Association stepped into the spotlight. Instead of simply allowing the hiring process to move forward, the union reportedly called for a review of Babcock's past controversies before any final decision could be made. Suddenly, what looked like a routine coaching search became one of the biggest stories in hockey. The reason goes back to events that happened during Babcock's short time with the Columbus Blue Jackets. In 2023, concerns were raised by players regarding interactions involving personal phone photos. The situation quickly became a major topic across the league. Soon after, Babcock resigned from his position before coaching a regular season game for Columbus. Even though several years have passed, that controversy has never completely disappeared. The Oilers are not a team that can afford to waste time. They have two of the best players in the world, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Every season that ends without a Stanley Cup creates more pressure on the organization. Fans want results, management wants results, and most importantly, the players want results. That is why this coaching search matters so much. When a team is trying to win a championship, every decision is important. The head coach sets the culture, manages the locker room, and helps guide the team through difficult moments. If the Oilers choose the wrong coach, it could have serious consequences. But if they find the right coach, it could help push the team closer to the championship they have been chasing for years. The NHLPA's reported request for a review has now added another layer of uncertainty. Instead of focusing only on hockey decisions, the conversation has shifted toward trust, leadership, and player relationships. Around the league, many fans and analysts are debating whether bringing Babcock back would be worth the risk. Some supporters believe his experience could be exactly what Edmonton needs. They point to his winning history and his ability to manage talented teams. They argue that successful coaches are difficult to find and that the Oilers should focus on results. Others see the situation very differently. They believe that modern NHL locker rooms require strong communication and strong relationships between coaches and players. For them, any concerns raised by players deserve serious attention. That is one reason why the NHLPA's involvement has become such a major talking point. As the debate continues, Oilers fans have found themselves split into different groups. Some want the organization to move forward with Babcock. Others want Edmonton to look elsewhere and avoid the controversy altogether. No matter which side fans support, one thing is clear. This story is no longer just about hiring a coach. It is about the direction of the entire franchise. For now, many questions remain unanswered. Will the Oilers continue pursuing Mike Babcock? Will concerns from the past affect the final decision? And how will players inside the organization view whatever choice management ultimately makes? The answers could shape Edmonton's future for years to come. What seemed like a simple coaching search has turned into one of the biggest offseason stories in hockey. The spotlight is now firmly on the Oilers, and every move they make will be watched closely. The next decision could bring stability, create more controversy, or completely change the path of the franchise. And until that decision arrives, the uncertainty surrounding Edmonton's coaching search is only getting bigger.
And when you give Mitch Marner of the world and Eichel all that much time, they're going to make you pay, and they did in the second period.
My goodness, Mitchie Marner magic. That's it, Leaves. Let's go to break.
That's the comment.
Let's go to break. I'm done.
It's the fastest hat trick in Stanley Cup final history. Marner gets the hat trick in 6 minutes and 10 seconds.
Amazing.
In the Stanley Cup final.
Unbelievable, actually. One of the greatest performances, one of the greatest periods in Stanley Cup final history for sure. But you can't give Marner that much time. He had ice all over. I don't know what happened to Carolina.
A performance so incredible just changed the way hockey fans look at Mitch Marner forever. Records fell, history was made, and one superstar delivered when the pressure was at its highest. What happened on the biggest stage in hockey has everyone talking, and the full impact of this historic night is only starting to be understood. Mitch Marner has always been known as one of the most talented players in the NHL. Fans have praised his skill, vision, and ability to create big plays. But in Stanley Cup Final Game 3, Marner did something far bigger than score goals. He delivered a historic performance that may become one of the defining moments of his entire career. On the biggest stage in hockey, with millions of fans watching, Marner stepped onto the ice carrying high expectations. The Stanley Cup Final is where careers are remembered. It is where legends are created. Every shift matters. Every mistake is noticed. Every great moment becomes part of hockey history. And on this night, Mitch Marner gave fans a moment they may never forget. For years, Marner has been one of the NHL's most productive players. He has collected points, helped his teams win games, and earned the respect of teammates and opponents throughout the league. But like many star players, he has also faced criticism. Some people wondered if he could deliver his very best when the pressure reached its highest level. Those questions became louder every time the playoffs arrived. Fans wanted to see Marner take over games. They wanted to see him dominate on the sport's biggest stage. They wanted to see the type of performance that would instantly become part of NHL history. That is exactly what happened. From the beginning of Game 3, Marner looked different. His confidence was obvious. His energy was high. Every time he touched the puck, it felt like something exciting might happen. Opposing defenders struggled to contain him, and his teammates seemed to feed off the energy he brought to the ice. Then came the moment that changed everything. Marner completed a historic hat trick and officially set a new Stanley Cup final record. His 3 goals came faster than any hat trick ever recorded in Stanley Cup final history. Think about how incredible that is. Generations of hockey legends have played in the final. Hall of Fame players have competed on this stage. Yet, it was Mitch Marner who found a way to accomplish something nobody else had ever done. That achievement immediately captured the attention of the hockey world. Fans flooded social media with reactions. Analysts discussed the record on television. Former players praised the performance. Everywhere hockey was being talked about, Mitch Marner's name was at the center of the conversation. When star players perform at their highest level, teammates gain confidence. Energy spreads through the lineup. Belief grows stronger. That is exactly what happened as Vegas built momentum behind Marner's incredible play. The Golden Knights benefited from his leadership, his skill, and his ability to deliver in key moments. That is what separates very good players from truly special players. Special players rise when the pressure rises. And on this night, Mitch Marner looked like one of the most dangerous players in the world. As the game moved forward, the pressure around him only increased. The stakes became bigger. The emotions became stronger. Yet Marner continued playing with the same calm approach that helped him make history earlier in the game. That ability to stay focused under pressure is one reason why so many people respect his game. Some players perform well when everything is going perfectly. Others perform well when things become difficult. The greatest players often find a way to shine no matter what is happening around them. That is why this performance has become such a major talking point. Fans are not only celebrating the goals, they're celebrating the way Marner handled the moment. The Stanley Cup Final creates pressure unlike anything else in hockey. Every game carries enormous importance. Every shift can influence a championship. Every player feels the weight of the moment. Yet Marner embraced that challenge. Instead of becoming nervous, he became stronger. Instead of playing cautiously, he attacked. Instead of fading into the background, he became the center of attention. That is what makes this performance so memorable. Years from now, fans may not remember every detail of the game, but they will remember that Mitch Marner made history on one of hockey's biggest stages. They will remember that he delivered a record-breaking hat trick. They will remember that he helped his team during a crucial Stanley Cup final game. And they will remember that when the spotlight was brightest, Mitch Marner proved he belonged there. Now the hockey world waits to see what happens next. Can Marner continue building on this momentum? Can he help lead his team all the way to a championship? Can this historic performance become the beginning of an even greater story? Those answers will come with time. But one thing is already certain. Mitch Marner did not simply have a great night. He delivered a performance that may define his legacy, strengthen his reputation, and secure his place in Stanley Cup final history for many years to come. And that is why hockey fans everywhere are still talking about it.
Well, what puts Lane Hutson among the league's elites is his incredible game-breaking abilities we see from him night after night. To me, he's become the most exciting D-man to watch on a nightly basis for many reasons. One, it's the incredible hockey IQ, the way he impacts the game offensively. Just when you think he's going to make a play that you see as the obvious one, he makes one that just blows people's minds. I mean, he's got you on the edge of your seat every game because he's making plays basically out of nothing. He's got ankle-breaking abilities.
Everybody laughed at Lane Hutson when he entered the NHL. Scouts said he was too small, too weak, and not built for hockey at the highest level. But now, the entire NHL is starting to panic. Canadiens fans believe they may have found their next superstar defenseman. And after what one top NHL insider just revealed, people are asking a terrifying question. Did the league make a huge mistake by passing on Lane Hutson? Lane Hutson was never supposed to become this good. That is what makes his story so unbelievable. For years, NHL scouts looked at Hutson and saw one big problem: his size. At only 5'9", many teams believed he was simply too small to survive in the NHL. Some scouts thought bigger players would destroy him physically, while others believed he could never defend against the league's best stars. Because of those doubts, team after team passed on him during the NHL draft. Lane Hutson had to sit there and watch dozens of players get selected before him. In the end, the Montreal Canadiens picked him 62nd overall in the second round. At the time, almost nobody believed it was a franchise-changing move. But now, that draft decision may become one of the biggest steals in modern NHL history. Over the last year, Hutson has completely shocked the hockey world. Instead of struggling, he has become one of the most exciting young defensemen in the entire NHL. His skating looks elite, his passing is dangerous, and his hockey IQ looks unbelievable for such a young player. And the scary part is that he keeps getting better. This season, Hutson exploded offensively and started putting up numbers that even superstar defensemen would respect. He became one of Montreal's biggest offensive weapons and quickly turned into a fan favorite. Every game, Canadiens fans started seeing something special, not just a good young player, but a future superstar. Many fans are already comparing Hutson to Canadiens legend PK Subban. Some are even saying Hutson could become better offensively. That is how crazy the hype has become. But what makes this story even more powerful is how personal it feels for hockey fans. People love underdog stories. They love watching doubted players prove everybody wrong. And that is exactly what Lane Hutson is doing right now. Every point he scores, every highlight play he creates, and every game he dominates feels like revenge against every scout that doubted him. That is what makes the rest of the NHL nervous. Lane Hutson is only 21 years old, and he is already playing like a future superstar. The numbers alone are unbelievable. This season, Hutson became one of the highest scoring young defensemen in hockey and proved he could completely change games with his speed and vision. But statistics only tell part of the story. The real reason hockey fans are losing their minds over Lane Hutson is the way he plays. Every time he touches the puck, something exciting feels ready to happen. He moves across the ice with confidence, escapes pressure easily, and somehow always finds passing lanes that other players cannot even see. That feeling became even stronger during the playoffs. When the pressure got bigger, Hutson did not disappear, he got better. He scored huge goals, created massive moments, and became one of Montreal's most dangerous players on the ice. One playoff overtime goal instantly exploded online, and fans could not stop talking about him afterward. But what made people love Hutson even more was his reaction after the game. Instead of acting like a superstar, he stayed humble and relaxed. After scoring the overtime winner, Hutson joked that it might have been his first slap shot all season. Fans loved that moment because it showed the kind of person he really is. Still, not everybody is fully convinced yet. Some NHL critics believe his size could become a problem in the future. Bigger teams may try to play more physical against him, and some analysts still question whether he can defend consistently during long playoff runs. But people said the exact same things about smaller stars, like Quinn Hughes and Cale Makar. Now those players are among the best defensemen in the world. That is why so many fans believe the NHL may have underestimated Lane Hutson badly. And if that happens, Montreal could become a serious problem for the rest of hockey. The Canadiens already have young stars like Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield, and now they may also have an elite superstar